Hey friends, thanks for tuning in to the latest video here at HarrygTV. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a 2007 Mack CTP. This one's a 713, and what we have is a faulty AC low pressure line here that goes from the expansion valve across the firewall and all the way over to the driver's side of the truck. This line's extremely expensive, and we're going to offer an alternative repair for it here today in this video. As you see, this low pressure line is covered with insulation, and that insulation line gets very cold and then sweats, and then the water has nowhere to go, and it rotted the line out on this particular truck. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is, as you see, remove the washer, windshield washer reservoir, and there's a heat shield there too, just under the air cleaner. Then we need to obviously have the AC system discharged, evacuate it. Once that's done, there's one retaining bolt that holds both high pressure and low pressure lines to the expansion valve. I'm taking that retainer out now, as you see in the video. Take that retainer off, and we're going to pull the low pressure line off. And the way this repair is going to work is we're going to take a ferrule type fitting, and we're going to cut that special end of that hose off that has like about 4 inches of steel before it turns into rubber. We're going to cut the steel part off and keep it, and we're going to put a special hose end made by Gates that's going to allow us to have the AC rubber line crimped onto that. You'll see what it looks like as we go in the video. There's the part number there, the Gates number, G45510-1212. And that's a special ferrule type, compression type repair fitting. So there's the piece that I cut off. It's going to slide right into that Gates fitting. Tighten those two nuts together, and that cinches down on that steel fitting. And of course, the rubber hose has to be crimped on in a hose shop. So you'll see when it's all done. Right there, I'm taking the two lines loose that are clamped to the firewall. The high and low pressure lines are clamped together at the firewall, two 10mm bolts and nuts. Get that high pressure one out of the way. High pressure one's fine because it doesn't sweat. You know, it's hot, actually very hot, and it doesn't seem to have a problem holding any moisture or anything or water in there. So it doesn't have a problem. The big line does. It gets cold, it sweats, water's pouring out of that thing, and it has just completely turned that line into like Swiss cheese. So here I just past the insulation, just on the inside of the insulation, I try and find the best part of that line. You still need to have a few inches to put that repair fitting on, a straight line. So in this part of the video, I try and get a small mini tubing cutter on there. I just couldn't fit it, so I didn't want to bend that line too much. So I have my bigger one in there, and as you see it, I got about 2 to 3 inches of straight, good line that I can grab onto with the special repair fitting. Just going to take the tubing cutter, cut the bad section completely off. And what you really need to do here is get a file in there to, as you'll see, get the burrs off the thing. File that thing off real smooth so that ferrule is kind of a snug fit on there. The nut goes on pretty good. Nut goes on first, then the ferrule. Get a file in there and clean that thing up. You really have to have all the burrs completely off of that thing. Alright, so we got the nut and the ferrule on there. We're slipping the fitting on with an uncut piece of the new AC hose there that's not crimped yet. You see that? So we just have to come over here, and we got everything kind of mock it up, put it together. There I'm putting the expansion valve fitting on, and you see I'm pushing the hose up there. I'm going to mark the hose and cut it, and then carry it to my local hydraulic shop and have them press those ends together. So during this video I had a bunch of background noise. Usually I don't narrate here like I'm doing now. I usually just do this during the video, but there was a guy right next to me with this lawnmower running it, and it was really loud. A lot of background noise there. So that's what I'm doing. The camera angle's a little off. It should have been higher so you could see what I was doing. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm making sure that hose is just like I want it, the bulk hose, and I'm going to cut it and put it together, mock it up, and then have it pressed together. So here in this next shot, everything's done. I'm backing down. Got my AC machine hooked up, lines hooked up. You'll see it in a sec. And we're backing it down and going to charge it up. Did charge it up. Everything worked fine. Saved my customer a bunch of money on this one. I mean, like I said, that line lists for just under $1,000. I mean, if you walked into the dealer, it'd probably be $750, something like that. And saved a bunch of money doing it like this. There you see everything's crimped there and tightened up. The big nut is 1.25 inches. The small one is 1 1/16. Just tighten those things down on each other, and it seals it up. There's the upper one there, all tight and crimped. Now the only thing we have to do here on this job is tighten those clamps holding the lines together at the firewall, put our washer bottle back on, and our heat shield, and that's it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope it helps. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. And if you like the video, click the like and subscribe button. Grace and peace, friends.